Alright, what's going on everybody? Chili Games back again, and I have an absolute banger of a video for you guys featuring the new, I almost said, I almost said legendary ship. Feels it sometimes. The Suzuya is the new Tier 7 campaign ship. I played it a little bit on stream, and I have played it constantly since then. What's going to happen is the CCs, we do get it loaned to us for a week so we can give a good impression on it and get it out to you guys to see if you want to invest into getting it. And I will not have this ship next week. I'll have to grind it out just like you guys. So I've been playing the daylights out of it. It's really no shock to me that I like it a lot. My most played ship was the Mogami. So for me, this is just kind of like the different variant that, I'm already used to the play style. It's very similar. But something that really kind of surprised me was the shell velocity at range. I mean, if you look at the ranges that I'm shooting at here, I believe I have this build with maximum range. I'm not using range mod 4. I think that is kind of dumb. I am using the reload. I'm using AL Otago with Kuznetsov as well, and also Makawa. As you see, we're smacking this Colorado. Notice our detection at 10.1. That's with my Makawa. He's about middle of the road in terms of level, and you can see how stealthy this thing can be, and that's going to come in really, really handy. So I was surprised when I first got this thing because I thought the shell arcs were going to be a little bit higher. But to my surprise, as I've played game after game after game, the shell velocity is really good. And when you are shooting 15 of these guns, the 155 millimeter guns, with a 19% fire chance, even if you're not doing damage, the meta is so passive with battleships these days. All you have to do is hit your shots. Once you hit your shots and you light a fire, which is very, very easy to do with a 19% chance of fire with the AL Otago build, you are essentially effective at that range. Now, does that mean stay at 18 kilometers? No, but what I do mean is I like to spread my damage around, just because if a ship already has 2 fires on them, there's really no point in shooting them anymore. I'm going to try and find a target that doesn't have a fire so I can spread my damage out the most and make the most out of my damage per minute. So it is just so nice to be able to have this range. Even though I usually play around this kind of distance with the Sinop here. 12 to 15 for me is a pretty comfortable spot. But when you do have those longer range targets out there, like you will see I believe it's an Odin. The Odin comes back over here, and he's further out, and I might as well take this shot because the Sinop is using his damage control, and I already have a shell. I already have shells going toward him. Lights a fire. Turpitz is coming around. Notice how I'm switching the targets. I already have fires on all the other guys. I wonder if we do light a fire on the Odin. We don't get a fire on the Odin, but still, those shells there said that they would hit the island in front of the Turpitz, but they went over. When in doubt, with these guns, when you have 15 of them, just shoot. Just shoot the guns. And I guess I'm just gonna let this gameplay kind of roll. Let me just talk about the ship a little bit. I've seen a lot of hit or miss when it comes to this ship here. And I really do think you either like it or you don't. This is very much a kiting-esque ship, so if you do not like that playstyle, and you already have something like Mogami and Otago, then essentially this plays a very, very, very similar role. And this might come as a shock to you guys, but if you've been with my channel for a while, you know that my gameplay started out with Mogami, and that is my most played ship, so I do heavily favor that ship. I just think it's a good time. I can do well in it consistently. So whenever I'm in a funk, it's just like, I'll just take out Mogami and chill a little bit. This might be my new favorite ship, and I don't know why, but I have had some of my best games in a cruiser with this ship, and I don't think it's that I I don't know if I would say overpowered. I don't know why this ship is so good to me. Like, I have had some games in this ship where I'm just like, how did that happen? Like, how is this so effective? Something that I said earlier on the stream was it's a good ship, it's really, really strong, and unfortunately those torps go out, that would have been perfect. But it's a really, really strong ship in the right situations, but it can be very, very vulnerable, being you're in a Mogami hull. So the Mogami is very easy to punish. So if you give a broadside to a battleship, you are not walking away with no overpins. You know, you are walking away either severely injured or you are sitting back in port. And I think that kind of is why I like it. You know, compared to the Wichita, you know, you go broadside in a Wichita, you have a better chance of actually not taking significant damage because your citadel's below the waterline. And something like the Ochakov is so thin that battleships overpin it. But in this thing, if you get caught in a bad spot, you will take massive damage. So it really, really does promote being in good position. And if you're out of good, almost said permission, if you're out of the good position, then you will get punished severely. And I think I like that. It adds a little bit of skill gap to the ship. Now, in terms of overall damage output, I think this ship is just ridiculous. It is so much fun. You do have standard 1/6 pin. You do pin 25 millimeters of armor. So you could say that you'll be a little bit weak towards battleships because you can't pin, you know, their decks or anything like that, which is what you can do with the Mogami. But weirdly enough, I have had absolutely zero problems doing damage overall towards battleships, and I think it's because these shells, for some reason, just seem to just heat seek towards the superstructure, because obviously you can pin the superstructure, and I will throw up a picture of a hit that I got against an Iowa at 15 kilometers right here. I'll have to remember to edit that in. But we hit an Iowa in one of those other games for 11,000, as you would see in that picture that I just threw up. 11,000 damage. That is just from the HE. That is all superstructure. Obviously, he wasn't saturated at all, so it was just a clean swipe on him. But that is ridiculous. You know, you don't need that raw damage on the deck and everything when you can light the fires and then you can do that damage to the superstructure. Now, a little bit of weird engagement here, going for the Akazuki. Notice that I stay bow in. I would love to get my back turrets going, because obviously it would kill them faster. But with the amount of torpedoes that these guys could spit out, I am worried, so I just have to be patient and stay bow in. But you can still fire, as you see here, the front 3 turrets, which is 9 shells, and I kind of flubbed that shot there, and this could have been dangerous if I let this Jervis get more shots off, but he's not dead. Again, we're going to keep our bow towards him, just because I guarantee he's probably going to launch torps. And for some reason, these two guys just absolutely potatoed. I mean, this was just bad. Again, turning towards the torpedoes, I'm not too sure. I mean, even if you have hydro running, you don't want to be caught in a turning away from torps, something like that. So we have effectively taken care of the 2 destroyers, who could have been really, really dangerous. I'm not too sure why they were so far out. But I knew they were over here because they were seen way far out on the left side there. And now, this is, oh, I forgot to mention, I'm playing with Biggles here. You know, we play usually on the late nights because that's when our schedules kind of come together. Sitting at 3 kills here, and I'm like, oh wait, the 2 Ochakovs are still over there, and all of our battleships are chasing that one guy. And, you know, obviously the Odin is just super dead, so I was like, huh, I wonder how this thing will do against 2 Ochakovs. And it will struggle. It will surprise you, and it really surprised me, and it turns me into a little bit of a panic. And I will get into that later when it comes closer. Right now, Seeing that I have the range to shoot this guy, I'm not sure what I was doing here. I wasn't paying attention, but I could have taken that shot. What I want to do is, I'm not looking to inflict massive damage, but anytime you can get cap resets on these guys, that gets you lots of XP. And noticing that I wasn't spotted, I know that the other Ochakov isn't here either. Unfortunately, don't get the shots to land on that first guy, so we don't get any resets on them. But overall, I absolutely adore this ship. It really, really promotes good positioning and good awareness of your surroundings, because if you do get shot by a battleship, you will get smacked. I think I've been smacked in this ship more so than any other cruiser. I haven't been dev struck, but I've been really, really close to it. And even on the stream, I took some pretty significant shots, and I was like, man, that sucks. So when this thing comes out, when everyone starts to get it, you will see a lot of dev strikes on this ship. It's not a very easy ship to play, but if someone knows how to do it and use it correctly, it's going to be an absolute menace. I kind of feel weird saying this, but I do like this ship better than Mogami. I've just played Mogami so much that it's not old, but this ship is new technically. It feels different. The guns are more responsive, the turret traverse is better, the reload is better, the damage output is similar, and as you'll see here, this is the perfect spot for me to take advantage of the Ochakov. I am not spotted. He has no idea I'm coming, have the AP loaded. And you're going to see what the AP can do here. I switched to HE because this guy should have been dead. We only get one Citadel, miraculously load the HE. Assuming that I could pin this guy, I thought this guy was dead for sure. End up getting not too much, and for some reason, I think I could have sworn that HE would have pinned the Ochakov because it's a light cruiser, you know. But again, I get 10 shatters, and what I think is on the Ochakov, and I didn't check it, is I believe it has a small 27mm kind of like lower belt armor-ish kind of area, so that's what those shells are shattering on. And you see me panic, you know, I lose a significant amount of health, like, and this is just 2 light cruisers, so you do take pretty significant damage. But at this point in time, kiting away, this Ochakov is not going to be able to do 20,000 damage to me, and I still have a heal. So overall, I absolutely love the ship. I am really going to be upset when the loan gives out for us CCs next week, so I'm going to be playing it to its full potential until then, and then I will get it when all of you guys get it at the last week of the campaign. But that is pretty much going to wrap it up and get the Kraken, finish the game. 202,000 damage. This was just an absolute blast of a game. You just shred destroyers when you get the chance. You can do significant damage to cruisers. You can do significant damage to battleships. 4,400 base XP. I was really not expecting that, and I was just like, oh my god, what just happened there? So I hope you guys enjoyed this little showcase of what the ship can do. It is definitely my new favorite cruiser, and I am honestly happy that it is easy to kill if played incorrectly, because facing it is not going to be a lot of fun. Realistically, I hope that we move away from the light cruiser kind of stuff. It's kind of getting old, but that is my kind of first impressions on the Tier 7 new campaign ship, the Suzuya. And that's going to be it, guys. I hope y'all have a good one. Take it easy. I'll see you next time. Peace.